Hey everyone, thought it was a good time to revisit our goal, how we plan to get there, because just thinking about how special our community is, not only is just something to plug into every week, but also in the shared belief that we can achieve the goal. And because we're not an organisation, I think we need to sort of lay it out so we can have more leaders and more advocates under this banner that is a suicide-free Canberra by 2033. That's obviously the goal, but if we break down that into a problem, suicide is in large part a symptom of poor mental health, and mental health in itself is a symptom of many other things, but it's also a problem in its own right. It can just start as poor mental health, and so we need to address that. And the strategy that we want to address it through is in two phases. The first phase is improving individual resilience so that people can endure hardship off the back of their own energy, and that includes plugging into communities and getting energy from there. But ultimately we've got to be able to put our face mask on before we can help others. And then the second part of that obviously is community resilience. So not only the habits of just constantly and consistently checking in with each other, walking past each other day to day, week to week, so that we're familiar with each other, but then also being able to catch the people whose individual resilience will fail them. Inevitably at some stage in our lives we will fail from an individual point of view and resilient point of view, and that's when we need our community around us to help us pick us back up. So that's our strategy to get there, phase one. Phase two is once we build that critical mass of people who believe that we can achieve our goal and believe in individual resilience, who are individually resilient and part of communities that are resilient, is when we can enter that phase two, which is where we try and get to a vast majority of Canberrans that believe it. And obviously through that, the more people we have at the table, the more people we have pursuing our goal after believing we can do it, the better we can address the more severe and the more nuanced, complicated, complex mental health and mental illness conditions. The objectives that we think will get us closer to achieving phase one and then getting to phase two are the runs. So 156 runs a year. Monday 6:15 a.m, Wednesday 6 p.m, Friday 6:15 a.m, all at the dock, Arc de Residence. The 52 newsletters minimum a year, where we get to meet the runners, re-meet the runners. A variety, so a minimum of 4 additional events on top of the runs to strengthen our community, build that backlog of shared experiences, as Benny puts it. And then the other objective is to promote community-led initiatives. So similar to Strolling for Resilience or Find a Run.community that Timmy put together. Even teams at Parkrun, Tony, teams at the blood donation, Claire, all these things that are not led by us, but led by you guys, the community. Taking R for R as it is, we're not protective of it, and then implementing it in your own life, or even just the concept of community and exercise. And the principles with which we will always abide by, so when we make decisions, when you guys are making decisions without our input, we think the principles best used to achieve these objectives en route to the goal and in line with our strategy, to sound very corporate-y, is the first one is one life. We always got to remember that we're coming from a bottom-up approach. We need to think about saving that one person, because mental health is individual, pain is personal, and we need to respect that. And once we can save one life repeatedly, then we can scale it. Empathy, pain is personal. We need to, even though we might not understand someone in their position, we need to believe them. And acknowledge it and work together, because we need to see people eye to eye in order to help the most amount of people as possible. Obviously, community-led is one of our principles, so championing our community to lead things on their own accord, not needing us. Championing communities is another principle. Community is the ultimate multiplier. Not only does it underpin individual resilience, but obviously that community resilience can help people when they fall over. Effort. R4R isn't a charity, we're not a business. We've done it all off effort, whether it be effort from individuals, effort from the doc, effort from Traveller, effort from Timmy, Murray, Maria, Common Solly and Co. Anyone, like, the effort makes a difference. And that doesn't mean that you can't go seek out donations in your own world when advocating in your own space, but that's just the way we've operated. And just always remember that effort is paramount, especially with mental health. That golden thread of logic, we have to look after ourselves first through effort before we can look after others and before others can help us look after ourselves. The other principles we have are apologies. It's not good when open source thinking, and this is partly why this video is happening, is because this is real time. You know, we're figuring this out as we go. We know where we're going. We're not sure how we're going to get there, but we know which direction we're going, and we know that we can adapt and keep going and just keep moving towards it. And part of that is open source thinking. So speaking this out loud and allowing others to critique it, others to endorse it, others to come to the conversation and help make R4R better and more accurate in achieving its goal. The other principle is sustainable. Whatever, and this is life and life as well, whatever we do has to be replicable moving forward. We have to be able to keep doing it. Sure, there are sprints where energy will exceed that sustainable notion, but every time we make a decision, it's go, okay, what can we do for the rest of the time? And that might be it. Apologies if I've missed one, but I'll make sure it's here in the screen. Yeah, hooroo, thank you.